Okay, let's see what this question has to say. It's saying a random variable y is normally distributed. Okay, so I'm seeing a bell curve over here with a mean of 200 and a standard deviation of 10. The probability of the event that the value of y is greater than 220, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I think the best thing to do over here is probably kind of like stretch things or sketch things out over here. So what I'm going to do is probably I'm going to draw this little bell curve. Yeah, even though it's not perfect, but you guys get the idea. So right in the center, it's the mean. What's this say? The mean is 200. Okay, the mean is 200. Okay. And let's draw these, see sides. Okay, so I have 34% over here, 34% over here. Then I have 14 over here, 14 over here, and then 2 at the corners, and a standard deviation of 10. Okay, so this is pretty easy, straightforward. So standard deviation is basically 10. So one standard deviation above the mean is going to be 210. The 2 standard deviation is going to be 220. 1 standard deviation below the mean is going to be 190. And 2 standard deviation below the mean is going to be what? 180, right? So now that I have my chart ready, I think I'm in a pretty good position to get this thing going. The probability, the event that the value of y is greater than 220. So 220. So what is the probability if I just draw a line over here? Okay. So what is the probability that the event is going to be, greater than this 220? So whatever this area is, it's almost like the probability of, since the probability is required over the total. So the total is basically the entire bell curve, right? The entire bell curve. However, what is required? It is required only the area which is above it, which is only 2%. The small portion right at the end, this right over here, this 2%. So this 2% is basically being what? Over 100, so it's going to be what? 1 over 50? So now the question is how 150 is related to 160. So, well, I mean, it is pretty obvious. I mean, if you're taking 50 out from a 1, that is going to be a lot smaller if you take 6 out of a 1. So even if this doesn't make sense, which a lot of people are face, some difficulty with, you can always just cross multiply. So it's going to be 60 over the 50 if you cross multiply, and therefore quantity B must be bigger. Did I get this right, Nina?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you guys have any questions related to this question?
No.
Okay, cool.